Angus beef prime boneless strip steaks, $15.99 per pound. All varieties of imported potatoes, just $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. 52-ounce bottle of Tropicana orange juice, $4.99 for select varieties. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal, $6.49 for a 19.2-ounce box. Bertolli olive oil, $11.49 for select varieties of 25.3-ounce bottles. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more super specials.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Friday, March 22nd, 2019. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. Topping our news, senators voted 6-5 this evening against the Municipalities Reform Bill. All 3 independent senators voted along with the 3 OBA senators for the narrow victory. The 6-5 vote means that it will be at least a year before government brings the bill back to the House again, at which time the Senate will be bypassed and the bill will be sent to Government House for approval. On a separate matter, Mayor of Hamilton Charles Gosling moved to impose an injunction against the controversial bill is still pending. So one of the most talked about matters in the news lately is Bermuda's 2 municipalities. We asked people in the street, are they for or against government's move to turn the corporations into quangos?
I believe that the municipalities have been operating okay without government's help. I think they need to be more clear in what the purpose is, why, after all these years, they feel that they need to take it over. So I'm thinking they need to hold more sessions and to be more transparent in what it is they're actually aiming to do.
So I was at the consultation with the corporation, then I also went to the government consultation as well. I think the government's approach to have a consensus is a meaningful one. The shortcoming is that there was a lack of specific details. And I think that's what residents of St. George's, such as myself, want to see. What are the concrete and specific advantages for formulating the quango?
But St. George's is now asking for separate legislation.
And I can understand that. It's the only UNESCO World Heritage Site in Bermuda, and St. George's warrants a different approach than Hamilton does.
I think they should have done it long. The UBP planned to do it way back when they changed the Paris Restris. Remember that? Yeah, they were going to take this in, but they stepped back. Should have been done a long time ago.
All right. So you're fully supporting government?
250%.
I'm actually 3 thumbs up for it to be right, because right now it's got too many things happening in this city that's not being managed properly, and someone needs to govern it and manage it properly. I had myself in a situation with corporation, and for some or another, I got burnt, and I had all 3 thumbs up to have that particular situation, and something's going wrong. And if that's going to happen, and for me, it's happened to other people, and it's all got to get fixed. Time to go forward and keep things going forward. Right now, we're stopped, and it's got to change.
So you're fully supporting government?
I'm supporting it to a certain aspect, probably 80%. I won't give 100% yet, because I got to learn more about the pros and cons of it. But right now, I'm at 80% support.
Thanks, Mike. In other news, around 60 patients of the medical businesses of former Premier Ewart Brown staged a demonstration at Government House today to send a message to the governor that they've had enough with a lack of information over their seized medical files. Tarai Trott reports.
The day began at the St. John's Preschool in Pembroke, where dozens of patients of Dr. Ewart Brown's medical businesses turned out, sporting their signs demanding that police return their medical files that were seized 2 years ago during a raid as part of a criminal investigation. The medical files of more than 200 patients were seized by detectives during the 2017 raid on the Bermuda Healthcare Services in Paget and the Brown Darrow Clinic in Smiths. Police were responding to allegations that the officials at the clinics had ordered unnecessary diagnostic imaging scans in order to increase revenue. Efforts by the group of patients today to reach the governor were delayed initially. When they arrived by way of a caravan to Government House, they were denied access through the main gate by awaiting police officers. After minutes of negotiation, the convoy was told to proceed to the North Shore entrance of Government House, where eventually a small contingent of representatives was allowed to enter the grounds to have an audience with Governor John Rankin, who has responsibility for policing in Bermuda. After some time, the group of representatives emerged alongside the governor to update their members. Representative Glenn Blakeney, a former government minister, read from a letter from the group addressed to the Queen's representative.
Through a publicized videotaping of the search and seizure, the general public witnessed the Bermuda Police Service covering the security cameras at the Brown Darrow Clinic so that no one could see what they were doing with patients' files.
In the letter, patients demand the immediate return of their files and demand they not be shared with anyone else. However, if any of them were hoping for an immediate resolution from the governor, they were eventually disappointed.
It is the case that a number of the issues which have been raised with me this afternoon are precisely the issues which are currently before the courts. When I've heard the comments that have just been made, I hope you'll understand that as Governor, it would be improper for me, as for anybody else, to interfere and intervene in matters which are currently sub judice before the courts.
Next, the caravan hit the road once more to drop by the Hamilton Police Station to relay their letter and concerns to Police Commissioner Stephen Corbishley, who stated this in turn.
I do take very seriously the issues you raise. I will take on board the points that you've brought to my attention, and I also will have conversations with His Excellency the Governor and also the Director of Public Prosecution.
The final stop by the convoy was a trip to the House of Assembly to make their views known. They were quickly greeted by the Deputy Premier Walter Robban, the National Security Minister Wayne Keynes, who spoke on behalf of the Premier, who was occupied inside.
We share your concern. We, as you well know, were as appalled by the instances that did result in the actions taken against a certain Bermudian business.
One of the beautiful parts about living in a democracy is that everyone has the ability, the opportunity to stand when things affect them and when they're disquieted. And you are showing us that our country we are a healthy democracy.
Mr. Robban went on to note his displeasure over the length of time of the investigation.
It's been going on for many years now, something like 6 years.
And that was Tarai Trott reporting. Coming up, update on the pending sale of Ascendant Group and your weekend weather forecast. Stay with us.
ZBM Realty and Associates services all your real estate needs. Our agents have years of real estate experience specializing in selling of properties, renting of properties, property management, vacation rental. So whether you're looking to move to another location, selling your home, purchasing a new home, or a landlord looking for assistance in managing your property, give us a call today. One of our experienced agents will be more than willing to assist you with all your housing needs. Call us on 234-2050 or visit our website, jbmrealtyandassociates.com.
When did sleep start requiring effort? What if it didn't have to? That's why every Tempur-Pedic mattress is engineered with advanced pressure-relieving material, so you get the deepest sleep you've had ever. Sleep effortlessly with the superior comfort of Tempur-Pedic.
Enjoy the world's finest beds at Furniture Walk, 12 Harvey Road, Paget, 292-5209.
There's nothing like Tempur-Pedic sleep.
At Argus, our interest is you. Each of you. Around here, we know that when two people seem the same, they can have very different insurance needs. For their health, home, work, and future. Which is why we take the time to get to know you as an individual, so we can provide insurance coverage that fits your life. Because after all, our interest is you.
You can count on us.
Value pack of fresh Purdue chicken thighs, only $1.99 per pound. Save $2 on juicy red or white seedless grapes, $3.99 per pound. Just $1.79 for a 500-gram package of tamapeni, brigate, or fettuccine. Save $1.50 on Bertolli pasta sauce, $3.99 for select varieties of 24-ounce jars. Frozen Vieira Portuguese rolls, $4.79 for a 6-pack. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
You can count on us.
Welcome back. The pending sale of the Ascendant Group, which owns Belco, clearly on the mind of government. Walter Rabban, Deputy Premier and Minister of Regulatory Affairs, this morning informing members of the House of Assembly of policy directions regarding the sale of Belco in particular. Mr. Rabban reminding that Bermuda's legislation requires that the regulator and the government, which oversee the utilities, only agree to that change in control if that change provides benefits to all stakeholders, not just the shareholders. He added those among things considered normally regarded changes in control of ownership are the nationality of the prospective buyers, their financial stability, and fitness to engage in the business of providing a national electrical service. More in this report.
We expect any prospective buyer to know that they will have to be transparent, inclusive, and collaborative. Transparent in their planning and decision-making so that matters of national importance, once deliberated behind the closed doors of Serpentine Road, are decided through open discourse across the strata of our society. Inclusive in that Bermudians must come first. I'll repeat that, Mr. Speaker. Inclusive in that Bermudians must come first. And those Bermudians who are qualified must be given preference over non-Bermudians. I'll repeat that too. Those Bermudians who are qualified must be given preference over non-Bermudians.
Meantime, the Deputy Premier urging that any eventual buyer must involve the community in developing services and solutions that improve the environment, the economy, and the society as a whole, all in keeping with government's desire for energy production and supply.
Mr. Speaker, it is our mission, together with the regulatory authority, to ensure that the result will be a better Belco for a better Bermuda. Maintaining the status quo or simply a marginal improvement to that status quo will not be acceptable to this government, nor can it be acceptable to our people. We will look forward to, in whatever form, a better electric utility that shares the government's vision of increased adoption of renewables and a fairer electric utility for all, for a better and fairer Bermuda. All for a better and fairer Bermuda.
Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the Ascendant Group said, quote, "The board welcomes the statement made in the House of Assembly this morning by Walter Rabban, Minister of Home Affairs, on the possible sale of the Ascendant Group. The company will continue its evaluation of all strategic alternatives, which may include the sale of Ascendant, and as previously stated, the board understands that its responsibility is to a broad group of stakeholders, including shareholders, customers, employees, and regulators. Each of these stakeholders brings to bear on the company a wide range of perspectives and expectations. The board is committed to taking action that is in the best interest of all shareholders. As this process continues, we look forward to working with the government and regulator to ensure the continuity of safe, reliable, and cost-effective energy for all of our customers," end quote. Turning to weather news, looks like we have a mostly sunny and dry weekend to look forward to. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters now for the details.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
Hope you're doing well as we begin the weekend here. First official weekend of the spring season in the Northern Hemisphere. Life pretty good for us here in Bermuda. We still have some big waves, though. I'm meteorologist Jeff Cornish. We're glad that you're tuned in to us here on ZBM. And this forecast has been brought to us by the good folks at the BF&M Insurance Group. We do have still a few isolated sprinkles possible as a disturbance pushes through. You can see most of the more widespread rain is well off to the east. So we don't expect any serious trouble out there as long as you're not going to be out on the boat. We do have big waves. 70 degrees is where we stand right now. Humidity between 75 and 80%. It is warmer and drier than it was earlier in the week for sure. when we saw a few inches of rain in 72 hours. Winds are active, though. 20 to 25 knot breeze is still kicking along with water temps down to 66 degrees. So on the inside, we have 2 to 4 foot waves, but our concern is on the outside of the island. Around the periphery, 8 to 12 foot waves continue to roll on in. So because of that, even though the weather will be fairly nice, it will be breezy. It will remain breezy, and there is a small craft warning that remains in effect through Sunday. So it's going to be a weekend that's not the best for the boating crowd. We recently had a low tide. The tide will be slowly coming back in all the way until 10:42 tonight. Low tide again at 5:10 Saturday morning and a high tide at 11:05, right smack dab in the late morning hours, almost midday Saturday. So an evening shower is possible, but whatever develops is going to be real slim, and it'll be a breezy time. Temperatures back down to 62. Tomorrow we bounce back to 70. A decent day with partial sunshine, but it will remain breezy out there. So that'll be the main concern here for the weekend. As the showers generally push east, maybe a lingering sprinkle this evening. We'll look at a breezy time tomorrow, but generally dry. You can see those wind particles, if you will, rolling in from the west, west-northwest, remaining pretty active through the entire Saturday and into the Sunday time frame. No tropical threats, though, as this remains the hurricane off-season. We're at 84 at Jamaica and Barbados, a couple of showers there. Down into the Windward Islands, it's warm, 91, pretty hot in Trinidad, but dry weather there. And as we look at the travel forecast for eastern North America and also into western parts of Europe, Toronto, 41, a little colder than normal for this time of the year. New York lagging slightly behind the norm, but not terribly cold. Windy, though, in New York, 48 degrees, and there will be gusts of wind over 40 miles per hour there. Boston, a similar story. Lingering rain showers may end as a flake or two at some point early in the weekend. Highs only around 49 there. Atlanta, cool and bright. Miami, low humidity, unusually low humidity in South Florida, but a nice warm day at 80 degrees. And in London, spring-like but cloudy, a high of 55 degrees. Here we get into the extended forecast. So again, it remains breezy all weekend. The waves remain fairly large, a little cooler Sunday. And then next week, another soaking round of rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms Tuesday, and showers and storms into Wednesday.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
My name is Kevin Roberts. I'm a taxi driver / ambassador. My father's was BF&M, so am I. Half of my family always been seemed to be with Bermuda Fire Marine. I tried a different provider at one time, but I wasn't too happy with the competition. Because then it took too long to settle claims. They questioned every claim, and I never really had that problem with BF&M. I'm quite happy with it.
And you're watching the Friday edition of Bermuda Tonight. The first of many new buses to replenish the aging bus fleet in Bermuda has arrived on the island. Tourism and Transport Minister Zane De Silva gave an update in the House of Assembly on the new schedule, real-time passenger information system, and a digital fare system. He claims the new schedule is off to a good start despite complaints voiced by the opposition OBA MP Leah Scott.
The new schedule operates on 50 buses at peak times, which means there is some reduction in frequency and is a temporary measure while the DPT replenishes the aging bus fleet. Mr. Speaker, the new bus schedule is off to a good start with sufficient buses to meet the public bus schedule. The school bus service is operating without the additional support of minibuses. As the schedule is new, some adjustments are to be expected. The operations team at DPT is closely monitoring the performance of the new schedule and actively addressing issues as they arise. For example, extra sweeper buses are being deployed to supplement the schedule where required.
And the minister says the first new bus arrived on the island last month with more to follow while repairs and refurbishments have been scheduled for the existing fleet.
The second bus will arrive by mid-April, followed by one bus every 3 weeks through August 2019. Mr. Speaker, the MOU between this ministry and the Rocky Mountain Institute was signed in November 2018 to explore greener options and a less costly bus service. A request for information was issued in January of this year to identify suitable bus options. This information will be used to prepare the next request for proposal for new buses. Mr. Speaker, MAN, our bus manufacturer, and the DPT technicians recently completed the midlife refurbishment of 14 2009 series buses. This involved the replacement of the engine, transmissions, and differentials on each bus. This project will provide 5 more years of reliable operation for these buses.
In other news, complaints reaching this newsroom that Clarion Bank customers will be faced with increased fees come March 31st. A spokesperson says the fee adjustments reflect the cost of service provision as they refine their business model in a rapidly evolving digital banking environment. Jasmine Patterson tells us more.
Clarion Bank customers will soon be charged $5 for cash withdrawals through a teller at local branches. There was a concern that seniors accustomed to doing their banking in person would be burdened by such a fee over a long period of time. However, a spokesperson confirmed that the fee has been waived for seniors, Iron Kids youth account holders, and registered charities. The bank has provided a 3-month grace period for its customers to adjust to the withdrawal fee coming into effect June 30th. Other service fees waived for seniors and registered charities include in-brands draft orders and fax costing $80, paper statements costing $6 for other users, and check processing now priced at $3. A Clarion Bank spokesperson says fees have been adjusted or introduced based on a number of factors, including the cost of the service, risks and regulations associated with the service, and the alternative channels available to receive the same service in a more efficient, free, and convenient manner. According to the new fee schedule, effective March 31st, all other customers will be charged a savings and monthly maintenance fee at $3 and a compliance fee costing $2, among other charges. Equally, they add, we have recently adjusted deposit rates to offer premium rates on longer-term CDs to support the savings and financial growth goals of the broader community. The new fee schedule also affects commercial banking users. The full details of the new fee schedule can be found at clarionbank.com/information center. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, Earl Baisden will have all the latest sports news after the break. Stay tuned.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Over time, your mattress goes through a lot. That's why at Dreams, our experts recommend you replace your mattress every 8 years for a better night's sleep. Replace every 8 years and sleep better with Dreams.
For the world we're gonna make.
Made with care, handled with care, delivered with care. Now that's what dreams are made of.
Hey Smokey, let's get lunch from the Marketplace Food Court. You know what? That sounds good. They have oxtails, pumpkin, curried lamb, lemon chicken, sweet and sour ribs, vegetable stir fry, and the variety goes on.
Their chefs are good. They'll set you right up. Avoid the good carbons.
And don't forget the special dishes from the islands.
It don't matter. No matter what you feel like eating, Marketplace will have it.
You know, it's quick, it's quality, and at prices you can count on.
Visit us 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Made for you daily at the Hamilton Marketplace Food Court.
Now, Earl Baisden has tonight's sports report.
The Fairmont Southampton was the scene of the 38th Annual Sports Awards last evening. Making the announcement of the Athletes of the Year was the Director of the Department of Youth and Sport, Norbert Simons.
Mr. Acting Premier, the Junior Female Athlete of the Year, Lalani Nisman. This was probably the closest race, or the winner was won by a very narrow margin, Matthew Oliveira. Female Athlete of the Year, Flora Duffy. The Male Athlete of the Year, Tyler Buckfield.
Vanessa James and her partner Morgan Cypress have finished 5th overall, competing in the 2019 ISU World Figure Skating Championships in Japan. The 2019 European champions James and Cypress rallied back from a disappointing short program to finish 3rd in the free skating that pulled them from 7th to 5th overall with 215.19 points. Following the event, James talked about the pair's future.
I think this was a big test for us. I feel like every year we have at least one, right? So when we come back, we're even stronger. We know how to prepare ourselves when we have freak accidents. I mean, World has never been our best friend. We had when I fell on the twist in the short program, when I fell on the triple stockout throw last year because we weren't working on the triple, we were working on the quad, and the freak accident yesterday. So you know what? Each time we come back stronger, and so I think it's nothing to regret.
The Bermuda School Sports Federation held the Senior School Track and Field Championship preliminaries at the National Sports Center yesterday. Zakiya Parsons won the under-16 girls 100-meter dash, clocking a time of 12:41. Kaya Martin finished second with a time of 12:99, and Keturah Beaufort Trott finished 3rd in a time of 12:80. The under-16 girls 3,000-meter run was won by Taylor White, who was clocked at a time of 12:39.99. Cara Dallas was second in a time of 13:36.29, and Danny Watson finished 3rd in a time of 13:51.92. Chase Tanner would win the under-16 boys 200-meter race with a time of 22:89. Nathan Furbett was second in 24:25, and Raymond Swan was 3rd in a time of 23:82. The over 16 boys 100-meter race, Clavante Lodge Bean finished 1st with a time of 11:41. Aquino Darrow was 2nd in 11:59, and Macau Dill was 3rd in 11:61. The Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association's 2019 Short Course Age Group Championships got underway at the Bassa Pool last evening. The girls 10 and under 400-meter freestyle saw Marley Halls clock a winning time of 5:32.18. Arabella Newport Derbyshire was second in a personal best time of 6:03.21, and Ava Pedro finished 3rd, touching the wall in a personal best time of 6:06.13. Tyler Coleman won the boys 10 and under 400-meter freestyle, clocking a personal best time of 6:36.53. Logan Jones was second in a time of 7:14.04. During the girls 11 to 12 800-meter freestyle, Bella Howells clocked a winning time of 10:24.71, and Daria Desmond finished second in a time of 10:53.10. Taylor White won the 13 to 14 girls 800-meter freestyle, clocking a time of 9:35.16. Kamal Levrock's Australian cricket season has come to an end. Levrock would turn out for 2 teams during his stint. He played for the Walkerville Cricket Club and then for the West Torrens Cricket Club. Levrock would finish with a combined total of 561 runs at a batting average of 31.17, with his highest knock being 119. Levrock would claim a total of 39 wickets at a bowling average of 16.59, with his best figures being 10 overs, 3 maidens, 5 for 27. James Finnegan and his Florida Tech men's tennis teammates fought hard but came up short as they fell 6-1 to St. Leo. Florida Tech picked up their only win in the doubles portion as J.J. Clark and Finnegan would put together a strong fight, defeating their opponents 6-2. Finnegan would then take to the court for the singles and would go down in straight set 6-2, 6-4. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
New Toyota Rush, Bermuda's biggest SUV with 7 seats. There's always plenty of room. Available at Bermuda Motors.
The 61-year-old man who passed away Wednesday night has been named as Keith Peniston. Mr. Peniston was homeless and a familiar face in the city. Mr. Peniston had been fighting pneumonia. Police say foul play has been ruled out. Our sincerest condolences to the family. That's our newscast. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for sharing your Friday evening with us. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Good night.